Right, just when you thought the All Blacks were on a roll, they go and drop the ball on South Africa. Oh, well, the B team did anyway. Losing to the Springboks 18-5. Coach Graham Henry put it down to a lack of maturity, but let's see what our alternative rugby commentator, Jed Thian, thinks. Jed, should we be panicking? This was probably to be expected, wasn't it?
No, well, look, where do you want to go here? This is now where the New Zealand fan sits. Do we want to protect the world's greatest rugby record, or do we want the World Cup? What do you want, Corin?
I want the World Cup. I want the World Cup. In this instance.
Bang, we got it.
Well, then it was a calculated decision. OK, the reason then, we needed to test some of these guys out, right? Under fire in South Africa. One of the hardest things to do, win in South Africa. Who came through the test and who was good?
Colin Slade.
I agree, but I'm not sure whether you're...
Look, he dinged the car. He took the car out. He dinged it. He brought it back. He owned up to it. He's a good kid. Look, and the other thing is that this is the time, All Black fans, to now start doubling your bets. Because if you genuinely believe we're going to win the World Cup like I do, boom, let's start piling it on Colin Slade now. He showed enough courage under fire for a young fella in South Africa.
That's interesting, though, because there were a lot of people who bagged him in the last day or so.
Well, and why wouldn't you? He's the kid to do it. He's a bit of a cool hand, Luke, but he's been given a genuine look at it now. And for a lot of people in New Zealand rugby, that was the All Blacks in about 2 or 3 years' time. You know, that's what the team's going to look like. So, interesting that when they went out there, I thought they competed pretty well, but you can't knock the Springboks. They were just like...
They were men possessed.
They were just amazing. I mean, that is a world champion team, isn't it?
No,
no.
It's not.
Well, they are the world champions, technically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
All right,
then. What about Israel Dag, though? I mean, Israel Dag...
No, they're not going to be the world champions. That's
they are for
no,
2 more weeks.
No. That's quite right, Petra. You did right. Absolutely right. Correct as always.
Now, just quickly, Israel Dag, he was the most eye-catching performance of the morning. Is he going to knock Mills Maliaina out of the actual top squad?
Not since Christian Cullen has a guy hit the scene like Israel Dag. He's unbelievable. He can do things that people can't... I'm not sure how he does it. And even when they slow it down to slow-mo, I can't figure out how he gets it done. He just sort of glides into a little bit of space there, puts on a little bit of pace
and
there.
the boy can kick.
Shows it. Oh, and he can kick the words off the ball. Have you ever seen anything like it? I love the guy.
Yeah, no,
I love the guy. As if the Hawke's Bay didn't have anything you want. Hawke's Bay's got everything you want, and Israel Dag.
Yep. There was a couple of players, maybe, though, some question marks. Maybe John Afoa, maybe Adam Thompson, not quite right at number 7. Yeah, and maybe, dare I say it, Jude, I know you're a fan of his, but Liam Messon, he just hasn't quite taken his chance, has he?
Well, I mean, to use an old adage, he was running around like a fart in a bottle.
Yeah, well, it's difficult for them. I mean, now let's turn our attention a little bit to Australia then.
Do we have to? I just want to ask about the kicking game. So South Africa didn't score a try. They played a complete kicking game. This is a danger. They've won competitions playing the kicking game, which we don't like. It's not pretty, it's not beautiful, it's not good looking, but they don't care. They win sometimes.
You found the weak spot. You found it. You're right.
Look, and I agree with all those sentiments. Absolutely. But, you know, we've got to learn to start taking drop goals when they're on offer. If we go down there, we can take the points. If we need the points. It was interesting, though. Morné Steyn, he's good at home. He's no good away from South Africa. He's the weak link.
Interesting.
You like that?
No, I do like that. I think that, as I say, I'm not too worried about this loss. I think we can cope. But do we then need to beat Australia in Australia to get our confidence levels back up?
Well, in an effort to ensure a win this weekend, I'm dispatching myself on international deployment to Melbourne, where I'll be performing the alternative rugby commentary for the criminal element in the West Island. And hopefully taking a little bit of that old-fashioned mojo with me as I cut across the ditch for the first time, a debut performance. We will beat Australia this weekend. Why? Because we're the good guys.
I love your logic.
Yeah, I'm up with that.
Speaking of the good guys, James O'Connor doesn't turn up for the naming of the squad because he was a little hungover.
Well, it's tough. It was a big night on Xbox. It was the Bieber special later in the morning.
This is not a good sign.
Everywhere at once.
What do you reckon Robbie Deans will do to him, though? That's what I'd like to know.
Who was we doing what?
What's Deans going to do to him, though? That wouldn't be nice.
I think the worst thing that could happen to James O'Connor is probably getting locked in the room with the boss for half an hour. Imagine that. It'd be like watching paint dry, having a lecture from Robbie. It'd just be monotone and go on and on and on and on and on and on.
Actually, you're right. It's a fake worse than death, that one.
I'm a contemporary.
Hey, come on, he's the next All Black coach in 2 years' time, and you know it.
Hey, cut it out, mate. Don't talk like that, Corin.
Jed saying we will be hearing more of you, whether we like it or not, and we like it here on Breakfast as the Rugby World Cup approaches 18 days to go. Thanks for joining us today.
Good for you, like strong coffee, strong like bull.
Enjoy yourself on the weekend.